Ignore the cringe. What is up, beautiful people? This is Simply a Podcast. I'm here with my co-host. This man, I just took him out to see Doctor Strange. This dude took like 10 minutes just to put on a pair of shoes. We got the slow caped here. What's going on, bro? What's taking so long?
What's up, guys? I literally just woke up a few minutes ago. I got up, took a dookie, and now I'm ready to start my day, and I hope you guys are too.
Sensational.
That's the best way.
We got our second co-host, my cousin Kenny. It's getting really hard to come up with a new joke for this guy every month. I think he needs a stage name. So what's going on, bro?
Hey, I don't know, man. I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I have to take a shit soon.
Okay. And
I feel it brewing.
Yeah. And then for the first time in the podcast, I got myself a guest. We got my good friend. His name is... You mind if I use your first name?
Yeah, no, that's usually what I go by.
Okay. All right, so we got my good friend, Enrique. I used to work with him a few years ago at a museum where we were like photographer salesmen. So, What's going on, man? How you been?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm good. It's my first time ever being a guest on a podcast, so it's a little different since I'm usually on the other side of things, but it's also very welcome. I'm excited, and seem to be the third member of the Take a Shit Club today since I was just there myself.
Oh yeah, I'm about to rejoin that club because I just left it, but I gotta go back in.
Time membership, my boy.
Yeah, damn. All right.
Release the excrement, bro.
All right, let's get right into things. I kind of want to get this out of the way immediately. So, Kenneth, I know you ain't watched the movie, so I would, if you want to avoid spoilers, I would recommend probably leaving the chat for a little bit, and I'll notify you once we're done.
I got you.
Because I know he don't want to be spoilers.
Wow. Damn, that's crazy. Honestly, like I can't fathom not seeing a Marvel movie.
Bro, that movie
on first day.
That movie was so fire. But like, you know, I was talking about this earlier too. Mm-hmm. I am so disappointed with the Marvel community because, boy, y'all niggas started spoiling this fucking movie since Saturday morning, bro. And like, yo, what stresses me out is because well, everyone knows I got a 3-day work week, which is amazing, and I usually wait until the Monday after. Like, I could go Sunday, but I wait until the Monday after to go watch the movie. And unfortunately, these dickheads on Twitter started spoiling the shit out of this movie with no spoiler warning, no nothing. It's funny because Twitter got a built-in spoiler feature, but apparently everyone just ignored that. And like what got me mad, especially is because I saw a spoiler, then I looked into the comments. Because you remember when Infinity War came out, Endgame came out, fucking No Way Home came out. You couldn't talk about the movie for like a whole month before people was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? You just spoiled the movie, bro. I remember people couldn't even post about No Way Home until like February without getting comments like, yo, spoiler, bro, let's go watch the movie. You know? But with Doctor Strange, niggas was spoiling that shit openly, bro. And I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck? Like, especially because I personally didn't expect the main villain to be who she was. Fuck it. This is y'all official spoiler warning. I'm going straight into this bitch.
Bro. We've been gave a spoiler warning.
I'm
this is a straight up spoiler cast right now.
I did not expect Scarlet Witch to be the fucking villain, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. That shit caught me so off guard.
And she was amazing as a villain.
Oh, hell yeah. Yo. This movie was crazy on so many levels. Like, I had no clue going into it that Wanda was going to be the villain. I mean, like, I was hip to the leaks on No Way Home to a degree because I still wanted some of it to be surprised. And even then, when Toby and fucking Andrew pulled up, I was incredibly shocked. You know, my theater went crazy because, like, it confirms that that shit was really happening. But for Multiverse of Madness, I think I read plot leaks way back when, from pre-COVID era, when they were first gearing up to make the movie. So I hadn't really tuned into leaks since then, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. But I remembered something about Wanda being posed as the villain, and I didn't believe that shit until like what is it, 10 minutes into the movie where she's like where she slips up and tells Doctor Strange that she was the one looking for her. Like, yo, oh my god. And from there it just got crazier. Like, I'm sure it's gonna come up later, but I could not believe how
the mind tricks she did on that one dude when they set up the barrier, and then she went inside his mind. She popped up behind. She said, "Run!" And dude just got terrified. I love that shit, bro.
No doubt, bro. I would be running too, bro. I'm like, fuck this magic shit, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Back selling hot dogs.
My toxic trait is that I would still want to wife up Scarlet Witch.
Damn.
Yo, you're not wrong for that, bro.
Yo.
Facts. I don't blame you, bro. Nah, I could not believe this movie was rated PG-13, bro.
Right?
Like, I'm over here watching this shit, and the first time I saw it, I was I was a little smacked. So I was over here thinking, damn, like, is it just me or is this like super, super crazy? But I went on Twitter afterwards and people were spoiling it like crazy, but that's why I go Thursday night. So I'm like bulletproof to that shit.
Yeah, I'm about to start going like Friday mornings. Like, I'm about to call out from work and be like, yo, I got something coming up, and then just go watch the
bro,
movie.
national holiday.
yeah, right? Small movie Friday
movie releases.
I'm about to do that shit for Thor.
It seemed to be like a pretty common consensus, though, that people were like, yo, how is this shit PG-13? Like, there were a few moments in that movie where I was surprised that it got that PG-13 rating. Like, fucking, I'm going to skip forward a little bit, but when she was fighting the Illuminati, yo, when she said, what mouth to Black Bolt, and then homie blew out his own brains.
I started laughing. I'm not even gonna lie.
That shit was crazy. It was hilarious and crazy.
Matter of fact, let's talk about the Illuminati, bro. I want to start off with Reed Richards. For the smartest guy in the planet, he really did some dumb thing, but like, why
as soon as I said that, I'm sorry, as soon as he said that, I was like, bro, are you for real?
Bro, for one, that's one thing. Why the fuck did you tell Wanda exactly what's he gonna do and then gave her an idea to stop him? And then two, why did he reach out his palm to attack her, bro? Like, what the fuck was he gonna do, man?
No, mans was just not thinking, I guess. I mean, for the smartest man in the world, you gotta be some extra type of stupid.
Man,
you could do anything against Wanda in that moment. Like, man, really.
She tore Jim Halpert to shreds, bro. I can't. Dwight got the last laugh.
They were mad confident, too. I remember fucking Captain Marvel. What's her name? Maria Rambeau?
I think so.
She was, she was mad confident to talk about, we could handle your little witch if she decides to dreamwalk. Yeah, all right.
Yo, I was deadass saying that
in like 10 seconds.
Yo, I was deadass thinking that too. When they said that, I'm like, watch them immediately get bodied, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And she died in the lamest way too.
She got crushed. Like, what?
Facts.
Like, for a person that can fight at the level that she can fight at, like, really, a falling statue is gonna kill you. I bet.
You know what's funny?
We're supposed to believe. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what's funny? I actually really like Captain Carter, and I was so ashamed to see she did that. She did the "I could do this all day" line, and then immediately dies. It's like, bro, she could not, in fact, do it all day, bro. That's what got me bad. Like, what the fuck, man?
Nah, I thought that shit was mad funny. I low key, I definitely like audibly groaned because I was like, wow, like, yeah, of course they had to do it. You know, like that right there was fan service. And for them to cut her in half like 2 seconds later, that shit was vile.
That shit was mad brutal, bro. I did not expect that from a Marvel movie, for one. Like,
yeah, bro.
Marvel movies usually family friendly.
For real, like the violence is usually so toned down in a way, you know, like even in Endgame, or like I think in just Infinity War and Endgame altogether, that whole saga, the most violent thing to happen was probably Thanos' head getting chopped off.
Oh yeah.
Oh word.
Like that's it. And even then, like it wasn't something that was like really visceral. But yo,
speaking of heads getting chopped off, I saw this on Twitter too. You know?
Oh wait, what she did with Professor X?
Yeah,
bro. I thought, like, when I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, she snapped his neck, especially with the quick cut and how it looked in the film. Yeah. But then I thought about it in my head. I was like, wait a minute. Nah, the way she grabbed his head, how could she have snapped his neck? and then like seeing it on Twitter, his head ripped in half.
Yeah, I was like, nah, this movie is dark. Like,
yeah,
I can't believe they let Sam Raimi get away with that.
Yeah, bro.
Straight up a fucking horror movie, bro.
Oh yeah, I love that aspect too. The horror movie part with her, like, yo, bro, I was legit jumping, but I wasn't jumping because I was scared. I was jumping because I just didn't expect jump scares in a Marvel film. Like,
bro, she scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, she was a terrifying villain.
When they were running and they were on their way to the Book of Ashanti after the Illuminati got their ass handed to them, and she's in like that universe's Wanda's body.
Yeah.
Yo, she was chasing after them. Like, yo, it felt like some shit out of felt like something out of like. Fuck, what's that movie? Alien. Bro, that shit was crazy.
Bro, that shit was bad funny. She legit.
Yeah, nah, it was. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I'm still kind of like shocked by it after seeing it twice now at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe they went that far. But also, I feel like a lot of people had their own expectations placed onto this movie, and that's why the reception is so mixed too. Because I haven't seen people be this divided about a film, or at least a Marvel movie, probably since like Eternals.
Oh yeah, definitely, because
bro, how do you wait? You mean divided? Like how?
In terms of like the response to it, because there's people who love this movie, this being Multiverse of Madness, and there's also people who hate it. Like, I see people so divided about it, and the main thing I see is people are either complaining about the writing or the lack of cameos.
What the fuck? They had this guy, the Papa Pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my guy, my guy Bruce Campbell. I was waiting throughout the whole movie, like before he showed up. I was waiting. I'm like, I wonder when's Bruce Campbell gonna show up. I was like, I know he's gonna have a funny ass cameo. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad the post credit scene was him. It was like some funny shit.
Yeah, that shit was mad goofy, but it was mad funny too. I knew it was gonna be like a joke one, but I just wondered what it was. It reminded me of the one from No Way Home. No, not No Way Home. Homecoming, where Captain America, it's like the fucking the home video, and they're like,
the detention shit, right? Nah, yeah, that shit was funny. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say about Wanda. Oh yeah. Oh, for one, I just want to talk about Doctor Strange too. Like, I love how the whole movie is all about him just having a fucking ego. Like, he got to be the main one to do everything. I love that because that it's literally what he does. Even when he stops Wanda, like, he's still up until like he told America Chavez to do it. But like, bro, this dude took the Darkhold book and he became like a zombie corpse that gave himself a wing of like dark spirits. I said a wing, pause, a cape of dark spirits, which was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That shit was like crazy.
I was like, yeah, y'all about to destroy Doctor Strange's character, bro.
Yo, with the music too, I thought the score in this movie, even though some of it kind of had me like, huh? Like at some points I felt like the electric guitar was a little unnecessary, but at others I thought it was like, damn, this really makes it crazy. Cheesy. Yeah, no, for sure. Some of it was a good cheesy, and other it was just like a bad cheesy.
Yeah,
like I know what you mean.
Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
In the post credits, like I think they were like using the music to like represent like the dissonance to like the scene itself. Like you see Doctor Strange just kind of like walking down the street, everything's happy. Then you hear like the electric guitar, and it's all like, oh, that's the cue for like something's not right. And then he just keels over, and then the eye pops out, and I was like, oh fuck.
yeah, that shit was crazy.
I was a bit sad to see that he got the third eye. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, nah, it made sense. Like when I went back and watched it the second time, I was like, oh shit. Because whatever the fuck his name is, the Doctor Strange in the universe they get sent to after fighting Wanda and she captures America.
Oh yeah,
where he meets the evil one. He says the Darkhold extracts a heavy toll, and when he said that, it was like the third eye kind of like moved, you know. So I thought that watching it a second time, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, he used the Darkhold, so it does make sense that he got that third eye, even though the Darkhold was destroyed. I guess he used it enough to have been affected by it, especially since what he did was like on crack.
Yeah. This dude took over his dead body. Like, that shit was crazy.
This shit was insane. And then on top of that, like using the souls of the damned, like mastering them, since I mean Christine was right. They are like just other forms of mystic arts. Yo, that shit was hardcore.
And then the whole thing with Christine, bro. This my man's dead ass lost her, bro. I guess she wasn't snapped. I guess she wasn't dusted throughout the 5 years because now she's married.
Yeah.
But like, damn, bro. And she invited him to the wedding, bro. I'm like, nah, that's OD. Like,
that's a major L.
Yeah, like, dude gotta watch his crush get married. Like, damn, bro.
In the beginning, when he's sitting down in the church pews after that whole dream sequence and he's talking to that other doctor, when he goes all that and he still didn't get the girl. Yeah,
bro.
That was definitely.
Oh yeah, that dude.
He handed him a massive L. Yo, hold up. Honestly, can we talk about that real quick? I felt like Wong and Doctor Strange were just like handing themselves massive L's for the first 2 acts of this movie. Like, Doctor Strange putting himself, I mean, like in the emotionally compromising position of going to Christine's wedding, telling her he loves her like that's gonna fucking change something.
Yeah, right.
And then she's just like, yeah, wouldn't have worked. But then he goes to Wanda, tells her exactly where America is before realizing, oh wait, she's the bad guy. And then Wong is like, oh, the Darkhold wasn't a copy, and then takes her to the place that is essentially a fucking altar to her and makes her even more powerful. Like, yo.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of Wanda, freaking, I saw complaints of people saying that they ruined her character arc from WandaVision, and I just want people to say, like, y'all honestly thought she was gonna be a hero after WandaVision? Like, be real. Be real, bro.
Like, I don't even think it's just, I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that post-credit scene of her, like, her astral form studying the Darkhold.
Yeah, I saw someone was like, oh, that's how she's not physically reading it though, so it shouldn't have affected her. I'm like, bro, she's reading it. Like, come on now. But like, my whole thing was a lot of people genuinely thought she was gonna be like a hero or whatever, because like WandaVision was about her going through the stages of grief and getting and moving on with Victim's death. Yeah, she moved on from Vision's death. But she didn't move on from the fact that she had kids. Like, this bitch is emotionally unstable, mentally unstable, bro. And it's like, y'all genuinely thought after WandaVision, where she enslaved the whole fucking town to do exactly what she wanted them to do, separating families and shit. Y'all really thought she was gonna get off the hook just cause, like, oh, my boyfriend's dead. Like, y'all really thought that? Like, I knew off rip. I'm like, yeah, she's gonna lose it in one movie. I didn't think it was gonna happen like the next time she shows up, but I'm glad that she did.
It's funny because I managed to like not get a single peep of spoilers before watching this movie, and then and then going to watch the movie and seeing the trailer scene where Doctor Strange is asking for help. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, we're gonna recruit Wanda. That's right, we're gonna fight the bad guy.
You thought this was gonna be a team-up film, boy.
And then she's like, oh, I said her name, didn't I? I was like, wait, what's happening? Stop.
Yeah. I was watching it and homie slowed down. I'm like, wait, did I miss something? And then he realizes he didn't give her the name. And I'm like, nah, come on. Are you for real? Like, don't tell me she's the bad guy. And I'm over here the whole time like, nah, she's definitely not going to be the bad guy. It's just going to be a misunderstanding. And then she's attacking Kamar-Taj, and I'm like, damn, she's really the fucking bad guy in this movie.
Speaking of that, speaking of her assault on Kamar-Taj, let's talk about why Wong and Strange ain't do shit that whole time. She was killing like the wizards and shit. I'm like, yo, Wong, like oh yeah, you guys are doing great. Look at Wong, like, ain't you the
patting them on the back and shit.
I'm like, bro, ain't you the fucking sorcerer supreme? Like,
yo, honestly, like, this movie just goes to show how powerful Wanda really is, bro.
Oh yeah, she's incredibly strong.
Yo, she is the strongest Avenger. Like, there is no debate anymore. Not Captain Marvel, not fucking The only other person who could have been like maybe as powerful as her is probably Vision, and that's because he's a fucking supercomputer who can phase through walls and is incredibly smart. But even then, like Wanda had the ability to destroy him. So like, yo, I just can't. Like, holy shit, she's so fucking strong. Who else you know is going to different universes and fucking people up like with the flick of their wrist, you know?
Yo, for real. And then let's talk about the first credit scene, which is I don't know if y'all know who that character is, but I did a little research last night because I like to do a bit of research every time they introduce a new character. Yeah. And I've learned I kind of forgot her name already, but I learned what you said?
Yeah, her name is Clea.
Yeah, Clea. I learned she's the niece of Dormammu. Yes. And what was it? Like in the comics, her story was strange, is that they go through like multiverses, like solving incursions and shit, which that storyline eventually led up to the 2015 version of Secret Wars, which I'm actually a little excited for. I would like to see Secret Wars. I like seeing superheroes fight each other. So
Yeah, the Secret Wars, seeing that, I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. I think it's probably going to be like, I feel like Multiverse of Madness is like the Avengers to Secret Wars' Endgame or Infinity War. You know, like in terms of like how long it'll take for us to see something like that.
I could definitely see Phase 4 ending like sometime around like 2025-ish.
Yeah. Oh no. Apparently, this like Multiverse of Madness is the end of Phase 4.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't remember who I was talking to, but one of my friends and I were talking, and they said that was apparently it. But I haven't Googled it, so honestly, don't take my word for it.
Okay.
But it's just like what I've heard. But fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, no, I mean, there's still someone like Kang and that whole part of the multiverse saga that has to get solved with. He still has to make like a proper introduction because, I mean, like we saw him in Loki, but we haven't seen him as Kang proper in the MCU yet. He's just been He Who Remains. So I feel like he's probably going to have something to do with incursions and stuff like that. And I think we got a whole lot more to see before we can get like even just like a proper MCU version adaptation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of Secret Wars.
But now that the multiverse is a thing, I'm really glad like they're starting to go more into it. Like I'm glad we're finally starting to see characters like Captain Carter, which if the MCU just would have went on as normal, we probably would have never seen her in live action. And I'm glad we got to see her. We got to see Reed Richards, like already an established hero. And all that stuff without needing any introductions, and I'm just glad we get to see shit like that. Obviously, you know, there's a Fantastic Four movie that's already been announced, and I'm hoping they continue to use John Krasinski, mainly because I actually like him as an actor. And I mean, I guess go ahead.
I like the Fantastic Four because they're just, you know, they're a small group of people.
I think they fucking suck.
Well, they fucking suck, bro. But I like the Fantastic Four simply for Doctor Doom.
Nah, when you really get into like the Fantastic Four and all like the different shit that they do that they get into, and even like the different iterations of the Fantastic Four, because like there's like regular OG comics Reed Richards, and then there's like Ultimate Reed Richards from a different universe, and he's a little more dangerous. He's way more of a bad guy actually than like mainline Reed Richards. Yeah, nah. The Fantastic Four, like they get a lot of flack. I feel like it's mainly because of the movies. Like none of their movies have been good. Yeah, and that's like how a lot of people consume content these days. Like it's really difficult to have the same footing as like Spider-Man or like Batman or like any other like iconic heroes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I like, because I only seen the Fantastic Four through the movies, and like
exactly.
But it's like when I look at their powers, I'm just like, yo, all of y'all except for I want to say Johnny Storm is fucking whack. Like even the Thing, bro. I don't know, bro. But I do understand that in the comics, Reed Richards is a lot more important, and he's a lot more like of a how can I say, like one of those characters that like he's like usually the one that comes up with the idea to beat the villain or whatever.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those characters for sure. He's one of the smartest men on the planet, alongside like Tony Stark.
I think he's actually smarter than Tony.
Yeah, I don't know what their like actual intelligence levels are in terms of like. I don't know. I used to have a fucking Marvel encyclopedia when I was younger. So
I know Dr. Doom is also like one of the smartest men on the planet.
Yeah.
Smart enough to be able to kill a god. So there's that.
That's what happens in Secret Wars. He becomes god of the universe.
Yeah.
So it's good. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird to see them do Secret Wars without Dr. Doom yet.
Hopefully they introduce him in the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, and like their kids are a big part of that too. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to do the Fantastic Four in the MCU at all. Like if they're going to be a completely new set of characters, they're going to be young, old. I don't know.
We also have that little piece of the symbiote from Spider-Man who's roaming around. So the next time we see Spider-Man, we might see Black Suit Spider-Man.
I'm ready for Bully Holland, bro. I am ready for it. I can't see Holland acting like Tobey Maguire, but I'm ready for it, bro. I want to see that little shit fucking. He's actually at the same height as me, actually. But I can't wait to see him on Demon Timing, bro.
Yo, Black Suit Spider-Man in the MCU is gonna be crazy, and I just can't wait for confirmation on Spider-Man 4. You know,
yeah, for sure.
Like I'd like to know what's gonna happen. I'd like to see Gwen Stacy, Connors. If they ever get any fucking regular MCU iteration of Norman and Harry.
Honestly, I think all we know about Spider-Man so far is that he has like one more. He got another trilogy confirmed. So I guess it'll be like a college. Trilogy? I guess it'll be like a college trilogy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Spider-Man going to fucking BMCC.
That was dead as my college too. But,
yeah, that'd be mad funny.
Before we end off the Multiverse of Madness talk, let's rank this. Where would y'all rank this in the Phase 4 movies?
In the Phase 4. So
I would say it's the best one that they had.
Do you want us to give like a list of all the Phase 4 movies, or just like where Doctor Strange is for us?
I mean, the list is a fairly short one. It's Eternals, Black Widow.
It's only like 5. Black Widow, Eternals, No Way Home, Shang-Chi, this one.
I think that's it. In terms of movies.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they ain't come out with much. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Eternals is the worst one.
Damn, nah, I really liked Eternals.
For real?
I thought the movie was bro. I thought the movie was great. It was way different from anything else we'd seen. It was a different kind of solo film. It was a really new team too.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like there were like way too many characters.
For sure.
But I still feel like it was how Chloe Zhao went about making a superhero film and made it like almost artsy in a way. Yeah. I feel like that's what made me appreciate it the most.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, at least Eternals could say they got Marvel's first sex scene.
Right? Yeah.
Nah. The most PG really sex scene I've ever seen, yo.
Yeah, it was a really interesting moral dilemma too. You don't always see heroes faced with that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. But for me at least,
Wanda had no issue choosing.
Sure. For me at least, it's in terms of best to worst, I would say, I'm sorry, I gotta put No Way Home above Doctor Strange, just cause like I'm not even gonna lie, the Spider-Man fan in me, and then like seeing Toby and Angel and Tom Holland all in the same screen, like that shit, I don't know, nothing could beat that, bro. Like nothing could beat my the inner child in me like clapping like mad loud in the movie theater and all that shit. So No Way Home.
Yeah, that's true.
Doctor Strange 2 is right under it. Like they neck and neck, bro. But my nostalgia just bumps up No Way Home. So Doctor Strange 2, then Shang-Chi, because I'm not gonna lie, Shang-Chi had the best fights in Marvel. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yo, that movie was fucking crazy, and the fact that almost all that was done practically.
Yeah, right.
Yo, that shit
that's
was
another
crazy.
thing. Yeah, that was like majority of it was practical. It was barely like the CGI was mainly just like the energy attacks and all that.
Yeah, and like the setting for the most part, like the background type shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
So Shang-Chi. As a matter of fact, I'm putting Black Widow last. So it's Eternals, then Black Widow, because Black Widow was horrible, bro. Like, oh man, I'll never forget this shit because I had a watch party with my bros when Black Widow dropped. Because it dropped on Disney Plus, so we watched
with
it
the boys to watch Black Widow.
Yeah, bro. Because we thought we was gonna enjoy it. Because like I'm not even gonna lie, niggas. No, I got a huge crush on Scarlett Johansson, and unfortunately, her solo film was ass, bro. Like, and I remember specifically, like when we started watching the movie, my man's already watched it, and I called out the plot twist within the first like 5 minutes, bro. Cause I remember this nigga's daughter was said to be killed in a fire or whatever, and then I jokingly said, and then they showed Taskmaster already, and I jokingly said, I was like, imagine if this dude's daughter is Taskmaster. And then my man's looked at me, he's like, bro, did you watch the spoilers? I'm like, nah. I'm like, no way. I was right.
Nah.
He said, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? That's too obvious.
Yeah, I thought that shit was crazy. I was definitely a little tight that they did Taskmaster like that.
Yeah, right.
It was different for sure, but I didn't like it. I thought it was pretty whack.
But yeah, that's my ranking. Yeah.
For me, I feel like number one is also probably No Way Home. Although, like honestly, Doctor Strange like is right there. I'd say it's a neck and neck tie with that and No Way Home. Also followed by Shang-Chi. Because not only was it a great father-son story, I thought that it was also definitely the best action sequences I've ever seen in the MCU. Like, I was watching that movie, I was on the edge of my fucking seat. I was like into it and everything. Like, oh man, I hadn't been that enthralled into a Marvel movie for a new character, especially that I had no clue about in a while. Honestly, probably since Guardians of the Galaxy. So, yeah, Shang-Chi, that shit was great. Eternals 2, that was another good one. But that's just going to be fourth because that's just where it is. Unfortunately, there were only 5 of them. And yeah, Black Widow, even though I did enjoy it, it was definitely the one I enjoyed the least. So, yeah, I feel like it was just a phase too late, even though it was nice setup.
It definitely should have came up. It definitely should have dropped after Civil War, because that's where it takes place anyways. It should have dropped after Civil War.
Yeah, honestly, like if things had been different, I could have seen Civil War, Black Widow, and then like what is it, Black Panther and then Ragnarok, or was it Ragnarok and then Black Panther? I don't know, like whatever. Ragnarok and then Black Panther. So yeah, I feel like if it was a part of Phase 3, it would have been received a lot differently. But I don't know.
Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of like how like for one. Even if it came out like right after Civil War, I still don't think it would have been that good anyways, just because like the plot was just bad in general. But it's also the fact that we know she's gonna come out alive in this movie either way, because like she still shows up in Infinity War. I guess it gives a bit more meaning as to like her fucking what's it called, the suit she wears in Infinity War, because it was like her sister's vest, which is cool, I guess, but. I mean, at the end of the day, that movie was still kind of ass to me.
Yeah, it did a good job of like giving her a backstory that I feel like she deserved.
Yeah.
And then, but I also feel like it served more as setup for just the following Black Widow, Yelena.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Jay, what's your ranking?
Bro, just because I'm more of a horror fan than I am a Marvel fan.
No, stop lying.
I'm gonna have to put Doctor Strange up in number 1 at the top, man.
Okay.
Just because like the way they did that film and everything.
Yo, just don't wait real quick. Don't spoil it because kind of.
I know. I see him.
All right.
This guy here.
Yeah. But the way they handled the way Sam Raimi handled that film, the GOAT.
Yeah, Sam Raimi is definitely my favorite director.
I hope he comes back for Spider-Man. I hope he comes back for like the next Spider-Man. Like show some love to the OG. Man.
I think they already confirmed John Watts is doing the next trilogy. I think they already confirmed that. No,
Oh, is he?
I think
I know
he's
he's from Fantastic Four.
Oh, he's doing Fantastic Four?
No, he stepped away from it.
Oh, okay.
He's went to live for a bit. Same thing with Andrew Garfield, but John Watts has been like doing Spider-Man movies for like almost 10 years. So he kind of just like wanted to chillax from the movie.
I don't blame
him. Kind of been
the comic
bangers, though.
movie adaptation. No, yeah, they definitely are, but I get it. Like that shit, especially with how toxic the fan base can be. Like you don't do something they like, they let you know.
Yo,
Really, your whole family knows.
especially with Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, like yo, they was dragging them shits to the mud. And it's crazy too, because they weren't, in my opinion, they was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were great movies. I don't get the hate of No Way Home, not No Way Home, From Far From Home. That movie gets. I thought it was really good.
I thought the hate for that shit was so dumb, because like a lot of people didn't like it because the main complaint was like, oh, you know, obviously Iron Man Jr. bullshit, which I think it's like if you just read the comics, you would know that like this is accurate. Like, you know, he's
people forget Spider-Man's smart.
Yeah, but then not only that, but like people was like, oh well, he's like running away from the responsibility throughout that movie. I'm like, bro, this nigga's like 16 years old. He just fucking like his mentor, and I would argue his father figure, Tony Stark, just died. This nigga was dusted for like 5 years. I don't know about y'all, but I personally sit there like, yo, fuck this superhero shit. You know?
Be a supervillain?
Hold on. I might. Oh shit. But yeah, anyways, all right, let's hop off the Doctor Strange bus. I think it was a great movie. Final verdict, I give it a 9 out of 10. What about y'all?
Oh.
Same.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. Yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice. All right, so let's move on to the podcast. This is probably the longest we spent on the topic. That's actually amazing. I'm proud of us. All right.
I still didn't take a shit.
So all right, bro. So the first thing on the podcast is this is a me thing because I'm the residential NBA fan in the podcast. I just want to say the only thing I want to talk about is the Brooklyn Nets. Y'all niggas fucking suck, bro. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, the only reason why I added this shit on the notes because otherwise I would never add it if they just lost. But the reason why is because there's one, and I swear to God, I can't stand sports commentators because I feel like they say outlandish shit just to track like more viewers and shit. But they went on record to say, I ain't gonna explain everything to y'all because we gonna be here for a whole hour. But they went on record to say Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant is the most skilled duo the NBA has ever seen. And I sat there, I was like, bull fucking shit, bro. These niggas ain't do shit. Kyrie hasn't, like, for one, before LeBron, Kyrie hasn't hit the playoffs at all. You know, and then after LeBron, he even play? He played in like one playoff. Well, I guess this would be his second, but he only played in like one playoff series ever since he left LeBron.
Yeah, with the Celtics, right?
Yeah, not even. I think the whole time he wasn't even playing for the Celtics in the playoffs. Like every single time, he was always injured. And then it was his first season in Brooklyn, I believe, that he played in the playoffs, and I think they got knocked out the first round. But I believe at the time it was due because like everyone was like injured and shit, if I remember correctly. And then this year it's just they fucking suck. Like that's literally it. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, so then this whole most skilled duo ever, I'm like, ain't no way y'all just said that when Jordan and Pimpin was, Jordan and Pippen was, fucking like, they made the whole NBA their bitch in the 90s. And then we got LeBron. First of all, before we even get to LeBron, we got Kobe and Shaq. They also made the NBA they bitch for like 3 seasons. And then LeBron and D Wade, and it was like, come on now, like, bruh. I was like, let's not jump the gun, all right? You know, but that's pretty much all I had to say on the NBA playoffs. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Tragic commentary.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get on to the actual first dose. Have y'all played Switch Sports Resort?
I played it on a friend Switch.
I have not, but I have experience with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's like almost the same thing, but a different platform. I've seen some video though, and it does look pretty fun.
No, it does. I played it for a little bit, and then I gave it to my homegirl because I was like, here you go. I might get myself a copy though, just because I don't know. I just like Switch Sports. Well, I guess the Sports Resort series. I just like it. You know, playing table tennis. I remember I used to play table tennis because I had it on the Wii. Table tennis, baseball. I never got to play boxing, which is a shame because I never had a nunchuck.
Game.
Oh man, so you never had your ass beat by that me?
Nah,
Yeah,
never.
Matt.
No. Yo, bro. I never got to play it, unfortunately. But I mean, let me know what you think about it, Kenneth. What you think? You got it? You say you played it on your.
I played it on a friend's Switch.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I personally feel like they could have changed up the recipe a little bit. Of course, they added more like Switch sports.
Yeah.
Well, not Switch sports, but like they added more sports to it. But like looking at it from a third person's perspective, there's not much they can really do to really grow from the game. And I can honestly see myself playing the game for maximum like a week if I have some people to play it with, maybe a month or so. But
Okay.
I would. That's one of those things where I would drop it like a bad habit.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I never played Wii Sports Resort or even Wii Sports too much by myself when I was younger. It was more so something I would do like with my sibling, you know? So like, I feel like that's the perfect kind of market. The two siblings in close age who need something to do together playing the Switch Sports Resort game with each other. Because then, yeah, you could play all those games together.
That's pretty much a game you would have like if you bring a girl over. It's really like she'll be like, oh, let's play your little game or whatever. You're like, all right, you're like looking at your try hard games.
No fucking bowling. Nah.
It's like, damn, like all I got is fucking like you look at your Switch, you're like, damn, all I got is Zelda, Pokemon, Mario Odyssey. Like, yo, let's play Switch Sports Resort, you know, put some casual shit, play bowling with her.
Bro, all I got is fighting games, so imagine me be like, all right, you want to make it interesting?
You're gonna put Shorty in the infinite, bro. Don't do that.
In the corner. Like, I didn't even get to play. I'm like, I know, and now you're naked.
And then the worst part is this nigga Jay that has like does not go easy on people if it's their first time playing. Piece of shit, fuck you.
You gonna learn today.
I ain't learning shit, motherfucker.
This is my room.
I don't play fighting games like that, but I play UFC 4, which is kind of a fighting game in a way.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a fighting game.
No, yeah, definitely. It is a fighting game. It's just not in the same style as like Street Fighter and Fighter Z and like pretty much almost every other fighting game in existence. But I could definitely see you in that. Maybe not Tekken or Street Fighter, but you can pull up on my turf, and then we can do a little talking.
Oh,
we gonna see.
We gonna see. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. I'm actually really excited for this, and I hope this is real. But we got the Game Boy. Apparently, it's a rumor that there's going to be a Game Boy Advance emulator on the Switch, which I've been wanting for a long ass time. I've actually wanted it since the 3DS, since they made the Virtual Console. It was only like original Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games, but to finally see that there's a rumor for Game Boy Advance games, because y'all already know Nintendo is synonymous for, they pretty much like hate bootlegging and emulation and all that, but at the same time they give people no like way to legally buy these games. Like, for example, I was saying this to Jay the other day. I wanted to get Pokemon, what was it, like Emerald or whatever, and that shit was going for like $120. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna pay $120 for this shit. Not for a game that sold over 10 million copies. So that means there's at the very least 10 million copies. I said at the very least. At the very most, there is like 10 million copies out there in the world. Obviously, kids lose their shit gets broken, but there's still gotta be millions of copies out there in the world. I ain't gonna pay over $100 for something that over like millions of people still have, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So I definitely, I'm happy to hear that's a rumor, you know, and all that shit. Definitely, especially for the younger generation where they could play like shit that we grew up on, you know, which is really cool. Well, what do y'all think about that, about Game Boy Advance emulator?
Personally, I love it.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah.
They do fucking something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be nice to go back to play, cause y'all already know I'm a huge Pokemon fan. It'd be nice to play Pokemon like the third generation, Emerald, leaf green, but it'll be even better if they drop a GameCube emulator or they port GameCube games onto the Switch. That would be even better.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, like some kind of virtual console or emulator, even like how they have those like mini the mini SNES, you know what I'm saying, like the classic and shit like that. Just some kind of way so that I don't have to resort to downloading an emulator and fucking torrent on my computer, and then like have to download another plugin just so I can use my Bluetooth DualShock 4 and have my computer recognize it as an Xbox. Fucking like, you know, instead of having to go through all that bullshit, I feel like Nintendo should. It's just a smart thing to do, you know, when you have services like Game Pass. And now PlayStation Plus coming out with its own form of Game Pass. Like, why doesn't Nintendo have something like that? Because I know people would throw money to play fucking Twilight Princess on the Switch, even if it's just a shitty cloud port.
Nah, yeah, for sure. I agree with that because... My fault, it was a motorcycle driving by. I agree with that because like a lot of people would love to go back and play, especially Nintendo games, because a lot of people grew up on Nintendo games. So like it's like, you know, it's a no-brainer. They should. It shouldn't even have to be. This shouldn't even have to be a conversation. Honestly, they should have been done this. Like, you know, it's Nintendo, bro. Like, a lot of people would love to go back and play their old. Like, they could re-release Majora's Mask for like the 10th millionth time, and people would probably still buy it a bunch. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Like the fact that it's been. I can't even tell you how many years since Breath of the Wild came out. When did it come out? 2015?
I think it was 2017. Yeah.
So it's been, 5 years since that game came out, and it's still going for $60?
Yeah.
That's insane. But what's even crazier is that people will still pay the $60 for it.
This is that good of a game, though.
Yeah, it is.
I know, I'd still pay the $60 for it.
Shit, I haven't played it yet, but I do want to eventually.
Something that I do want to see from Nintendo, though, is the functionality, because this is better hardware, right? Because I can probably excuse it on the 3DS, but I want the ability to fast forward.
Oh my God. You know what? You're right. You're right.
Like, give me, like, we're not on the 3DS anymore. This is actual hardware. I'm sorry for your 480p screen or whatever. Boo-hoo, you did it. You did the most when it comes to the fucking thing. But you have a Switch now. Come on, let me fucking fast forward. This fucking battle animation takes fucking ages.
Right, like I want to sit there and press A for like 10 minutes and make 10 hours go by in game.
Especially, it's gonna be worse for the kids, especially because you know, more recent Pokemon games got that EXP share always on, and it gives the whole team experience. So imagine when they gotta go back and play Emerald, right? And they're not training their Pokemon. So then, what's the first roadblock in the third gen? I think it's Norman, right? Because he has like the 2 slacking. So like, just imagine they got like an underleveled ass like whatever the hell, and then that slacking just like one shots them with like body slam or some shit. You know, then they gotta like train each Pokemon up individually instead of sitting there like, oh yeah, my XP shit carries it, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do absolutely wholeheartedly do not like the XP share.
Yeah, really? Shut up, nigga.
Let us turn it off.
You can't turn it off no more. Which is it does suck.
You can't. That absolutely sucks.
Nah,
yeah. I was like, oh yeah, you can. That sucks.
Nah, yeah, you can't. Well, at least I'd say Sword and Shield makes it so that the opposing trainers. I mean, there's not many instances where I'm over leveled in Sword and Shield, but yeah,
bro, I was shredding through that game, man.
Oh yeah, this game's just getting a bit too easy there, my boy.
Honestly, the last time I played Pokemon, because when we were younger, like back when the Sinnoh region, back when the Sinnoh region was like prime or current Pokemon, that was my shit.
Yeah,
I think I 100%ed Pearl, and I think on Platinum I couldn't find a Porygon, so I didn't really get to complete my Pokédex, and I couldn't go to like the other islands and shit like that.
Damn it!
It's funny too because Porygon is given to you in one of the towns. I discovered that recently too.
Oh really? Nah. I think what happened was I traded the egg away to one of my classmates, so I couldn't complete it because by the time I tried to, I was already in middle school and I was never going to see this fucking person again. So I was kind of I was just stuck, and I didn't even know how to start like a new game, and I wasn't gonna go do all that shit again. So
just for fucking Porygon.
Yeah, bro, dead ass. So I never finished platinum like that, but honestly, like I kind of fell off Pokemon after X and Y.
Yeah, X and Y was definitely one of the most easiest games that ever dropped.
It wasn't even that. It was that I played it for like 6 hours straight, and then I dropped it and did not play it again for 3 months, and I tried to pick it up again, and I had no clue what the fuck was going on.
Oh, shit.
That is true.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, damn, maybe I'm just not into it like that anymore. And then, I kind of just fell off Pokemon.
Damn, true.
Not gonna lie, it didn't take long it didn't take long for me to fall off Pokemon too. I mean, I think last Pokemon game I actually played through and got into it 100% was X and Y. That was the last one I actually dove into.
Yeah, actually, around the time Jay stopped playing, I continued playing a little bit more because I played Omega Ruby, but after that I stopped playing because that's when Jay stopped playing, and I was like, damn, I got no one to battle. I was like, fuck it, let me just stop. And then I got back into it around the time Ultra Sun and Moon dropped, played Sun and Moon, and then I played Sun, then I played Ultra Sun. I was disappointed because it was the same game twice.
Garbage game.
Yeah, those games was horrible. And then I did not play Pokemon up until I got my Switch in what was it, 2020, during COVID era, because I was like, damn, I need new shit to play. Got a Switch, bought Let's Go Pikachu. I beat that shit. Stupidly easy game. Then I got Sword, beat that. It was a pretty easy game. And then that's how I got back into Pokemon now. I'm all in it now.
Pokemon is just one of those games that just never gonna stop, to be honest. Unless the main director decides, hey, I'm done.
Nah, then someone else will be doing it. Because I don't think Nintendo will ever let Pokemon end. It's kind of like Mario, you know? It's already too popular for it to end.
Yeah, it's definitely one of their biggest cash cows, but also the amount of creativity you need to continue coming up with more and more and more Pokemon every fucking 2-3 years is crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what those dev cycles look like.
They definitely toned it down though, because I remember before new Pokédexes used to bring in over 100 new Pokemon. Nowadays they bring in a calm 70, 80.
Oh, that's it.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's not even mentioning that most of the new Pokemon in each region is just kind of a recolor or an update of an old Pokemon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, definitely an update with different stats and shit. Sometimes they give it a new evolution. But speaking of Pokemon, I entered the spring global thing. It was called the Masters Division. It was an official competition. I entered that shit. So I did the first day I did pretty well. I ended top 200.
Hey.
And that's where everything went downhill. The second day I came home from work. I was like, all right, let's stream this shit. I ended in the thousands. So I went from top 200 to I ended on 1500, which was unfortunate. And it started to hit me. Day 3 I didn't stream it, but I also continued battling, and I ended up in 4,000. So yeah, bro.
Them Japanese character usernames humbled you real quick, bro.
It's funny too. It's funny too because I thought, because the reason why I performed so terribly, it hit me on the second day, was because I decided to choose Kyogre as my lead Pokemon, because I had success with him in the past in ranked play, and I wanted to repeat that magic for the tournament. But unfortunately, a lot of people had the same thought process as me, and a lot of people also thought 2 steps ahead, and instead of choosing Kyogre, they just had a Kyogre counter. And that's probably where I fucked up. So I was sitting there, and I started working on a new team yesterday. And I was like, okay, let me experiment with. I decided to experiment with Kyurem Black, and I was just like, okay, that's he resists all of Kyogre's moves. He's a pretty strong Pokemon, ridiculously strong actually. And I was like, I haven't got to use it in battle yet, but I would like to. And hopefully for the next competition, I would lead with him. That's Battle Forces though. I ended up in 4,000 in the 4,000s ranking. That was Battle Forces. I was like, damn, bro. I tried my hardest though. Fuck it.
Oh man, think about all the other guys who couldn't make it to the 4,000s, bro. That's what you gotta think about.
Come on, now think about number 5,000.
Yeah, right.
Who would ever touch the top 200?
Man,
4,000 out of what? A million, bro? You did great.
I wish I knew how much people answered. I was like, damn, that's tragic. That's all I got to say on that. Let's move on to some more Marvel bullshit. So we got ourselves. This is the dumbest shit ever, bro. So Sony announced a new Spider-Man spin-off movie by a villain called El Muerte. Now, if you don't know who El Muerte is, don't be ashamed, cause this nigga showed up in like 2 issues, bro. Which I don't even know why the fuck is Sony continuing this shit. Cause I could have sworn Morbius flopped, and
bro, what are you talking about? It was a hashtag.
Nigga, that's your corny
bro.
shit, bro. Stop that, bro.
What do you mean, bro? I've seen it myself, man.
It was a Marvel legend,
bro. It's like I'm kind of at the point where I'm just like looking at Sony like, yo, just sell Spider-Man back to Marvel, bro. Clearly, y'all not even making Spider-Man movies. That's the worst part. Cause think about it. They got go ahead.
It is so difficult to make a movie about a Spider-Man villain without Spider-Man being in it. And although they pulled it off with Venom, I don't know why the fuck they didn't just stop. Like, how do you make a Craven movie without Spider-Man?
Yeah,
what
right?
happened?
Like, Venom is also super iconic by himself.
Yeah, no, that's fair. 100% true.
No,
but a large part of, like, Venom's origin story is rooted in his hatred for Spider-Man. So, I mean, there's definitely enough material there to do so otherwise. I mean, that's what they did anyway.
Yeah, at least the Venom movie, well, the first one, at least for me, was enjoyable. Like, I found it funny. I mean, the accent was alright, but I found it funny. That's pretty much, I found it funny.
I found it funny. Yeah, the second one was definitely a little questionable. It was an enjoyable 90-minute movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely did not have like high expectations. The post-credit scene was cool too, with him like going into the multiverse.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that.
Unfortunately, Marvel ain't really use him. They kind of just use him as an excuse to have the symbiote in the MCU. But my thing is with Sony, it's like, I don't mind if they have the Spider-Man IP. I don't mind, but I don't mind when they're not using Spider-Man. And I'm not saying y'all need Peter Parker, because obviously that'll be confusing for all the kids and all that. But you gotta think of it like this: they still got Miles Morales, they got Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. I think that was his name.
Yeah, it is.
They got Miguel O'Hara. They got Spider-Gwen. Like, bro, you got all these other Spider-Men, Ben Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
especially Ben Reilly.
Yeah, and it's like y'all not even using though. Like you decided to make a Morbius movie. Keep it a stack. How many of y'all know who Morbius is?
Yeah, I know who Morbius. Really? Nah, no way. What?
Morbius.
Are you dead ass? No fucking way. Y'all never heard of Morbius, bro.
Nah, I did. But I heard.
So you never watched like the OG 1990s Spider-Man TV show where him played the fucking the video game adaptations? Because in Spider-Man 3, like Morbius is one of the villains in that movie game, and I'm pretty sure he was one of the villains in the movie game in number 2 as well.
Never heard of him.
Well, I did remember there was a vampire villain in Spider-Man 3, the game, but I will admit though, I did not know about Morbius until like last year, and it was only because I was rewatching the 90s Spider-Man TV show.
Wow.
And he was a villain for like a calm 2 episodes, I think.
Wow.
And that's the only reason why I know who Morbius is.
Yeah, nah, he's not as much of a deep cut or a deep catalog bad guy as fucking El Muerte, who appeared twice in Civil War. But you definitely like need to know your Spider-Man in order to know who he is, because he's definitely like not the most major villain, but he's definitely somebody who's been something of a regular in the Spider-Man pantheon.
Yo, and then oh my god, I just remember. And then the funniest part is El Muerte is played by Bad Bunny, bro. Like. Like, yo, who comes up?
Really?
Yes, yes.
Who comes up with this
Who
shit?
comes up with this shit? Like, y'all really looked at Bad Bunny, the artist, the singer, and y'all was like, yo, this nigga will make a perfect Marvel villain, bro. Like,
that was definitely that move was all about the bag, 100%.
Yo, I kind of want, like, I don't wish no one to fail, but at the same time, I'm gonna be a bit hypocritical. I kind of want these Sony movies to fail just because, like, I want y'all to sit there and actually look at what the people want. All right, whatever. Y'all don't want to sell Spider-Man back to Marvel. Cool. At least use Spider-Man, you know? It would have been so cool if, for example, instead of a Morbius movie, you have a Spider-Man movie with, like, let's say, I don't know, Miles Morales, and then you have him fight Morbius. You know, it's honestly, just like
they're just lazy because they're already making mad money from the Disney / Marvel shit, because they're using Spider-Man. They make money from just them using Spider-Man, and they make zero effort to like pitch in. It shows. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing all this other shit with Spider-Man. The Spider-Man is like, it was really El Muerte, bro. Come on. You could do a whole thing about, like, I don't know, anything concerning Spider-Man. Like, you could go into Man-Spider. You could just go into Man-Spider with Andrew Garfield or some shit. That'd be crazy. But
I actually would much rather prefer if, like, Sony just stops trying to do live action Spider-Man movies and just continues the Spider-Verse series, because clearly that's the one everyone loves. That's the good Spider-Man movies they dropped, like, in recent times, even including spin-off movies. That's like, I would love to see that series continue and not fucking. I don't want to see Morbius 2, El Muerte 2. I low key don't even want to see Venom 3, which that's the next topic we're gonna talk about. Might as well bring that up. And Venom 3 started development. I don't know if y'all care about that.
But what are they gonna do?
I believe there's like another symbiote that they teased in Venom 2, which was. I think, what was the name? Toxin or Screech? It was some shit like that.
I think it's Toxin.
Yeah, there's like a shit ton of like symbiotes, bro. But I mean, truth be
I thought they were gonna
told,
talk about like the 6, like, you know how they have their own like kind of Justice League.
bro.
Oh, the Sinister Six. That's gonna be that's another thing. If fucking El Muerte, Bad Bunny is a part of the Sinister Six. That would like definitely, a lot of the film stuff would lose credibility with me, because like, what the fuck? I'm for representation. Don't get me wrong. I even like majored in Puerto Rican Latino studies in high school. No, in college. But this shit does not make any sense to me at all.
And you know what's the funny part? I remember they were saying, like, around the time Morbius was coming out, they said there's a Spider-Man in that universe and that they'll get revealed soon. And this is a rumor. I don't think it's true, but apparently, like, Andrew Garfield turned down Sony's offer for him to be the Spider-Man of this universe. So it's kind of like, y'all don't even got an actor for Spider-Man. Then
he smelled that fire from fucking far away.
Yeah, he was like,
nah, I'm good.
He was like, nah, I remember Amazing Spider-Man 2. I got dragged for that shit. I ain't being part of this shit ass universe.
Fuck, he said, miss me with that shit.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Venom 3, I got no expectations for it, because the first one, it was a bad movie. I'm gonna keep it a stack, but it was a fun bad movie. You know, it was funny, and I actually liked Venom in Venom. I like Venom in Venom.
He's like an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero, and I think my favorite joke was in Venom. I always remember this shit because I genuinely laughed. But it was when Eddie like was gonna jump out of a window, and then Venom was like, "Do it." And then they just cut to him pushing the elevator button, and then Venom's like, "Pussy."
That shit was mad funny.
But I mean, I got no expectations for Venom 3. Well, yeah, y'all got any expectations?
Definitely not.
Man,
the only thing I expect is like Spider-Man, because
If they even get an actor for him.
yeah, I think, bro, I think definitely, I think 100% they're gonna find someone to play Spider-Man. Whoever it is, there's gonna be a Spider-Man, because at the end of No Way Home, this guy's like, I think maybe we should go pay this Spider-Man a visit. So it just doesn't make sense for them to not go to New York afterwards, and then like maybe they'll find a way to get Vulture in, and then the rest of the Sinister Six and whatever the fuck. But yeah, that's the next logical step I see happening. If not like the inclusion of Toxin after he was teased at the end of the second movie.
I mean, if Andrew Garfield really wanted to put the suit back on, you know, he could always go back and audition to be Spider-Man again.
There's no audition, bro. This man.
Facts, no audition, bro. He's got that role.
He was
All he
already
has to do is say the word.
Or like, you know, they could go the Miles Morales route and pick out a kid to be Miles Morales. That'd be lit.
Jaden
like that.
Smith, bro.
Well,
Get the fuck
are we
out.
talking about the social economic?
Like, dude, what are we doing? Let's talk about the social economics of this world. Let's talk about how fucking not imagine. But
Let me ask a side question before the topic ends.
Go ahead.
Which Spider-Man would you guys use?
Which Spider-Man would I use? I mean, I'd like to say Andrew Garfield just because I really liked him as Spider-Man.
I'm not talking about actor. I'm talking about like characters.
For the Sonyverse?
Yeah. Or at least Venom 3.
I
If
would
they
say
have Spider-Man in there.
I would say Miguel O'Hara just because he's like the more serious one.
Oh.
I'd use Toby.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like honestly I would probably just go with Peter Parker Spider-Man. It wouldn't really make sense, I don't think, to have like another iteration of a different Spider-Man if like a lot of the things that people complain about are just like how these guys don't make sense without Spider-Man anyway. So, I mean, if you're going that route, then fuck it, might as well go all in and use just like maybe even a fucking original Spider-Man character, which I know would piss people off like crazy, like crazy, for them to have this like endless selection of Spider-Man to choose, and then they can make a completely fucking new Spider-Man. Yeah, no, I doubt something like that would ever happen. But I mean, yeah, for me, it would probably just be like a Peter Parker, any of the Peter Parkers we've seen.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I said Toby, because like to have Toby and Venom and in Venom 3 would like bring it full circle.
But then he already dealt with Venom. That's the thing.
Yeah, he did deal with
them
the
teaming up instead of
But Venom's destroyed already
fighting each other
in Toby's version.
But the whole thing about Toby is that like Toby as Spider-Man is even used as, for me, in my opinion, kind of as a gag, even in the latest movie. Because like he's had like a bunch of old jokes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that was one thing I like. At first I enjoyed, but after a while, like in hindsight, I was just like, yeah, I didn't have to do the my bag joke.
Yeah,
that shit was mad funny.
It was funny, but
still funny.
It was funny, but low key, I'm just like, especially because he was the same tone of voice too. He was like, my bag.
Yeah, no, that shit had me rolling in theaters when I saw it.
But,
there was definitely a whole bunch of fan service in that movie, but I feel like
a lot.
I feel like, hold on. Oh, excuse me. There we go. I feel like I coughed, but thank you.
You good, man?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think that there was definitely a whole lot of fan service in No Way Home, but if anything, No Way Home is an example of how to do fan service right, because it never felt like there was too much fan service in the movie. And even though the fact that having all three Spider-Man in that movie was fan service in and of itself, it didn't feel like they were just crammed in, you know?
Yeah,
like there were reasons to them
forced.
being here. And they had a pretty big part to play in the last part of that movie. So, yeah,
I would definitely love to see them all on the screen again.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You know what would be awesome? Like, actually wholeheartedly be awesome?
What would be awesome?
To just have
nigga don't know what he's talking about. All right, let's move
Yo,
on.
honestly, I lost track of mine. I lost my track of thought.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. Since we're already on Spider-Man, let's go ahead and talk about Across the Spider-Verse. It's no longer going to be a 2-part movie, but the third installment of the franchise will be called Beyond the Spider-Verse. I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know. I feel like I got really hyped to see Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I was like, oh shit, this is, once you see a Part 1 on a movie title, you already know this is gonna be like a grandiose ass story. It's gonna be like some crazy shit, and unfortunately, it's no longer that. And another thing is that I want to bring up is why are so many movies getting delayed? Like, I think every movie got delayed because I remember Doctor Strange was supposed to come out in March, and Thor was supposed to come out in May, which is I don't know.
Well, I think I'll just answer like in order of the questions, but I think it's kind of like the same way Infinity War was a Part 1 and a Part 2. Like, I still think the movies work in like a Part 1, Part 2 structure.
Yeah. Oh, you think they just changed the title and that was it?
Yeah, I think they just changed the title. Which I'm still pretty excited. I've seen a lot of people talking about how they think Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to bring it live action. I don't think that's the case, even though it's cool to speculate. I feel like if anything, we'll probably see like maybe Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield like in animated form, if anything. Okay. But I feel like the only thing I can see happening in this like iteration of it is them actually taking on the OG Spider-Verse like story that made all of this possible. Like, are you guys familiar with that at all?
I'm actually not.
Spider-Verse from the comics?
Nah, I'm actually not.
Oh, okay. What about you, Kenny and Jeffrey?
No, I'm not.
No?
I've heard a few things.
Okay. Well, so it started in like 2014. I'll give y'all like the brief rundown. But basically, like, way back when in like 2005, there was this arc called The Other, where Spider-Man found out that his powers, well, yes, came from a radioactive spider. It wasn't necessarily like just science. It was actually destiny. Like, there's these energies or these animal totems that are inhibited by certain characters. And spider totems are found in every single universe. And Peter Parker is a spider totem, just like how Miles Morales is as well, and also Ben Reilly and Miguel O'Hara. They're all these people who are meant to have these powers. But as sacred as they are, there's also people who feed their powers called inheritors. And there's one guy, Morlun, attacked Spider-Man way back when, around that same time, and almost killed him, but Spider-Man defeated him. And he's the only Spider-Man to ever defeat an inheritor. And so bring it back to 2014. Fucking what's his face? You guys know Superior Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when that all happens, Superior Spider-Man time travels and then comes back to solve something that happened with 2099. But while that was happening, in the future of Superior Spider-Man's timeline, Peter is introduced to. I don't remember who Spider-Man it was, but he gets dragged in, basically saying, "Hey, there's like a multiversal war going on between all the different Spider-Men and the Inheritors, which is the race of people who eat the Spider People. And since you're the only Spider-Man who's ever defeated an Inheritor, we need you to lead us against them in battle." And it's like this crazy saga where there's like mad intrigue and shit like that. The different Spider People break up into like different divisions almost to like go after different Inheritors. Because like there's an Inheritor factory where the Inheritors are like making countless bodies. And then there's like also their home planet of Earth Zero, where where the final showdown takes place. Yeah, no, it's just a whole bunch of crazy shit. And I feel like this is finally a way to like, instead of just see Spider-Verse slacked onto something where it's just like multiple Spider-Men, like a good way to actually see the source material adapted, which I think could be pretty cool.
That would be a really nice movie.
Yeah.
That sounds like an awesome movie.
Yeah, there's some crazy fight sequences and everything like that in that whole like storyline.
Oh yeah, that sounds fire. I
would watch that.
I'm honestly, because I remember, because they said, I remember there was an interview talking about Across the Spider-Verse, and they were saying it was going to like have mad versions of Spider-Man, like like cartoon versions of Spider-Man, and I'm kind of hoping we get to see the '90s Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man, just because like
crazy.
I really like them, especially the voice actor for the '90s Spider-Man. I really like him. And yeah, I'm excited. I love Spider-Man. Obviously, that's my favorite superhero. So it's like anything Spider-Man, especially with Across the Spider-Verse being able, the Spider-Verse story, how you said it got all versions of Spider-Man, and I'd love to see that. You know, I could never have too much Spider-Man in my opinion, and to hear that they all gonna be on the same screen, whether cartoon form, live action, I don't care as long as the story's good. Shit, the story could be serviceable, and I'll still be enjoyed.
Yeah, bro. Like, so long as it's Spider-Man involved and Spider-Man is actually in it, not just one of his fucking B characters, like, yeah, I'm throwing money at it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. I believe Across the Spider-Verse is pushed back to October 2022, I believe, and
it's pushed back to next year.
Oh shit, never mind.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Well, Jesus.
It's hard to find animators this day, to be honest.
No, not only that, but
it's really hard to be an animator, but also like the way that they animated the first Spider-Verse too, it was like so innovative and took them mad long.
It was like 12 frames per second, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I found. I know why. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I know why it was delayed too. I was like hearing that a lot of animators were like going on strike. To, like get better pay because actors were making millions of dollars and animators get peanuts compared to them.
Yeah. And definitely one fact that I would also put in is the first Spider-Verse movie actually didn't make that much in the box office, unfortunately, which is weird too because in my opinion Into the Spider-Verse I remember the last time I checked it made like 25 million, bro. Like it was small.
I'm gonna Google that right now.
Yeah, I'm about to open up Google. Yeah, go ahead, check it out. But yeah, like it did not do well in the box office, unfortunately. And I think it has to do with like a lot of grown ass people got like this mindset of like animated shit is meant for kids. And like, yeah, for the most part, yeah, this is a family friendly story. But I would say like, I don't know about y'all, but in my opinion, one of the most well-told stories are usually animated.
Yeah.
So it's it's unfortunate to see that like, you saw how much it made?
Yeah, so it's domestic like box office. And these are like pre-COVID numbers too, which is crazy. But its total domestic box office was 190 million and its total international was 185 million. So worldwide, it brought in just over $375 million, which is crazy considering the live action version. Like, I think they've all in recent memory hit $1 billion.
Yeah, like didn't like Far From Home hit $1 billion?
Yeah, far from like, bro, Marvel movies were hitting $1 billion on the regular pre-COVID.
Yeah, I remember before COVID, it's like didn't matter like what Showtime you went to, it was always going to be packed.
Fact. And it was finally like that with Doctor Strange again too. Like my oh no, Homecoming made 880 million worldwide.
Close enough.
Yeah, but its box office, it still made like 334 million, and then almost over $500 million at the international box office.
Okay.
Yikes.
Well, fuck it. I mean, well, at least it made over 300 mil. Which is still, I mean, in most, like, compared to, like, regular movies, that's still a huge success, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, yeah. Anything else y'all want to add on for Spider-Verse?
You're a huge success.
Make that shit.
Yeah, make that shit. Hell yeah.
Make that shit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Drop it ASAP. I love that shit. I love Miles Morales, too. But,
yeah, facts.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. We got The Batman 2 announced. I just want to say, The Batman 2, I was a bit concerned that would never be a thing because if y'all don't know, there was like new execs at Warner Bros. And they was talking about how they want to like redo the DCEU because they felt characters like Batman and Superman weren't being used to their full potential. And in my eyes, I was like, yo, please don't cancel the Batman, bro. Like, if anything, y'all could start off the new universe with the Batman, bro. That's a strong ass starting point, and I'm glad to see it's getting a sequel. But it's like, I don't know, the DC movies are in a weird ass place because you're getting like these solo films that are in their own universe, and then you also got the DCEU, which is apparently getting continued because I saw like the Flash is still being made.
Yeah, I think that shit is still in post production, and that's not even coming out till next year, right?
Yeah, and Black Adam is also coming out soon too.
When so you mean to tell me Ezra Miller still has a job?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
How?
Bro, don't even question that when Amber Heard still has a job. Like,
that's what I'm saying, man. It's like these people are complete shit. Like scum of the earth, bro, and they still working, bro. I know if I started acting up, even outside of work, they'd be like, "Yo, we can't have you here anymore. You a danger to the public."
All right, so real quick. So Black Adam's actually coming out October 21st, 2022.
Yeah, and The Flash isn't coming out till over a year from now,
June
which is
23rd.
Crazy.
And it's ridiculous to learn that The Flash was announced in 2014.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like...
Yeah, and the movie's not going to be out until 10 years after it was announced, which is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That's fucking nuts, bro. This movie has just been, like, post-production hell.
Yeah, I remember the new DC execs said they was looking for, like, a Kevin Feige, like, kind of person for the DCEU. Because they kind of want like a more focused like universe, which I think they do need Kevin Feige, because honestly the way DC movies are is so confusing. Like you got Ben Affleck's Batman, which I don't even think they got Ben Affleck no more. I think he just quit or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
I think he's over with too.
Yeah, and then y'all got that Batman, which still never got a conclusion or whatever. And then you got the Batman, so it's like. You know, and then you got Joker from, Suicide Squad and Justice League. You got Joker. And then you also got Joker from, what's this guy's name? The 2019 film.
Jared Leto.
That's honestly the perfect setup
Joaquin Phoenix. And then now we don't even got him as Joker no more, because now we got this new guy as Joker with weird ass face, which I personally felt like they should have just kept Joaquin Phoenix as Joker. I think his is already set up. We got his origin story. I feel like I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's too confusing right now.
If they really wanted a more focused universe, they could just take all those Jokers and put them into one Batman movie, and this is like a reference to that comic.
We're not gonna have Batman into the Batverse, bro. We're not doing this.
No, I'm saying what?
No, man.
No, because there's a comic where there's three different Jokers running around.
I know what you're talking about.
The comedian, the murderer, and I think it's the criminal.
I know what you're talking about, but. Did you read that comic?
I didn't. I remember listening to the comic. I remember like having someone else read it for me.
It was a good comic. I'm not gonna lie.
It really was. It was awesome.
But I mean,
they could definitely run that.
I mean, they can, but it's like I said, it's weird because the way the stories are told, though. Because the Batman already dealt with that new Joker, and then the Justice League, the DCEU Joker, was also arrested. It's so weird, bro. It's so weird. I just hope they start off a new universe, and I'd actually want them to start off with the Batman being the first movie, because it's already a strong ass movie. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know what I'd like to see?
I am excited for the Batman too.
I'd like to see the Injustice story take place in the DC cinematic universe.
Wow, yeah, that would be crazy.
Seeing live action Injustice, bro. Please, let me see that.
Did you watch the animated Injustice movie?
I did, but I think the video game did it so much better.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the original.
Video games normally do it trash.
Yeah, right? I mean, the video game was an original story anyway, and then the comic books expanded upon it. There's like fucking 5 different volumes, and they're like different years in the Injustice thing to make up like the full story. Yeah, but that shit is crazy in and of itself. But to see that shit in live action, yeah, that'll be nuts.
Yeah, word. But I mean, is there anything y'all wanna add on to the Batman 2? Any expectations?
Things in the way.
I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it was a really good movie. Definitely a little long.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I definitely felt it, even though like I was into it the whole time for sure. But there were some moments where I could feel it dragging on me. But I liked this iteration of Batman. I'm really looking forward to seeing him grow in the second movie, and also like learn from his mistakes in the first, and also see him as like coming into his role as like a hopeful an icon in that regard too. But I'd like to see the villains that they use. Like I know a lot of people have been talking about Mr. Freeze and wanting blue to be like the color palette for this time around, or whatever the case is. Yeah, I'd like to see something, I don't know, maybe a Batman villain who hasn't been adapted before, you know? Like, we've already seen Bane, we've seen Dr. Freeze. I mean, a new iteration of him could be pretty cool, but somebody like... Why don't they make a scary villain out of fucking Calendar Man, you know?
So like, Calendar Man? Time Master.
Like that, you know? Like somebody different that we haven't seen before. Like how they did Mysterio in Far From Home, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, is there an iconic Batman villain they haven't used yet?
They haven't used Killer Croc, like, not even once.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Suicide Squad.
Anyway. Yeah, but I mean, like, now people don't talk about that shit.
Like, that's how... You know, that's how unimpactful that character was in that movie. Like, he was just there.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, that shit was funny. I mean, honestly, this is tough. Like, definitely for sure they should use a brand new villain. Part of me wants to say Bane. I know they already used Bane in the past, but just I would like to see a good Bane. I didn't like the Dark Knight Rises Bane.
The thing is, it's usually Batman versus the bad guys. You know, the bad guys are the ones that team up against Batman. They usually don't fight him one-on-one. So, you know, that's all they have to do. Like, he's really just the opposite of, like, what Spider-Man is. Batman fights him alone or with, like, Robin or whoever the hell wants to come help him. And it's just the bad guys fighting together against him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you never see the Penguin fighting Batman, but the Penguin will help the other guy fight Batman.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
You know?
Oh, but yeah, they could do Batman Hush.
Yeah, that would be crazy too. Like if Hush figures out who Batman is.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I see a lot of people saying they want to see the Court of Owls in Batman 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That'd be really cool.
I feel like a second movie is a little too quick, too soon for that. I feel like maybe set up in a second movie for them to be happening in a third movie. Yeah, I feel like that would be cool because to do like the Court of Owls in 2 movies, or like just bring them out of nowhere in the second one.
Yeah, and that one Batman's still on his own too.
Yeah, bring in Ra's al Ghul because this is a perfect time to bring in Ra's al Ghul. Like the city's already been destroyed once, and then Ra's al Ghul's gonna be like, "Nah, this needs to stay destroyed," and then it's up to Batman.
I mean, at that point, Ra's al Ghul is pretty much just the Court of Owls, if we're being honest.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything else y'all want to add on for the Batman 2?
The DCU sucks, but it has a lot of potential to not suck.
They definitely do have a lot of potential. It's so unfortunate too because I really loved Henry Cavill as Superman, and I'm so mad like they didn't use him that much.
Yeah, no, that is a shame. I think I'd like to see more Penguin in the second movie because he was great in the first one. Yeah, that fucking when fucking Batman and Gordon are interrogating him and showing him the thing, and he's like, come on, what are you showing me?
I love that scene.
So funny.
Yo, that shit was mad funny.
Penguin, bro.
That shit is mad funny because Batman and Gordon couldn't even speak Spanish. Probably they could say "No habla español."
Yeah.
Nah, that shit was mad funny.
Yeah, bro. Nah, the movie was hilarious. Not the movie, but that part of the movie was mad fucking funny.
Nah, yeah, the movie had its funny moments. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like they had my favorite Batman joke told in the movie as of yet, and it's fucking when Batman punched Jim Gordon in the precinct.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And Jim Gordon's like, "You could have pulled your punch." He's like, "I did."
Oh, that was what made you laugh? Nah,
Yeah,
I liked it.
I was the only one that laughed in the theater.
He was talking to the cops and he's like, "I'll have you on a counts of assaulting an officer," and then he's like, "You can make that 3."
Nah, yeah, Batman was a bit of a smartass in that movie. I loved it.
Yeah, bro, Batman was about it in this movie. That's what I liked, like the most.
Yeah,
he was like always ready to fuck some shit up.
I hope they have more moments like that in the Batman 2. I'm excited for it. Hopefully we don't gotta wait fucking like 10 years like the Flash.
Facts.
I don't want to be in my 30s to see the next part of the story.
Bruh.
But all right, let's move on to the next one. We got Kevin Feige going on a creative escape to plan out the next 10 years of the MCU. You know, I'm glad this came out as news, because I don't know about y'all, but part of me felt like Phase 4 had no vision.
Really?
Yeah, because at least like you could say, you know, Phase 1, they was kind of like we all know they were setting up for the Avengers, you know, and Phase 2 was when they started getting a bit more into the Infinity Stones, the concept of the Infinity Stones, and you know, obviously Phase 3, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, you know, that huge ass saga, which was great. And then like Phase 4 started, you know, they started introducing new heroes, but low key in my mind, I just couldn't figure out what was going on. It kind of felt like, for example, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Is it really a creative escape if you're still working on it though? Like,
well, obviously you gotta show up in
plan it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word retreat is probably better, because like I know exactly like it makes sense, you know, like when I write and stuff like that, I definitely I have a preferred environment, but if I could just like not escape, that's like a terrible way to put it, but if I could like seclude myself for like a week or so, and it could just be me and my thoughts, and I wouldn't have to worry about like regular responsibilities and shit, then it definitely becomes a lot easier to focus on the creative task at hand. So, I mean, especially if you're going to plot out something like that's 10 years and they're talking about doing like, what is it, 6 projects a year? So probably like 3 movies, 3 TV shows. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. That is a lot. And
that's not the kind of shit you could do in like on a Zoom meeting several times a day, you know?
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it made me excited because like, I'm like how you brought up Kang the Conqueror earlier. I'm like trying to figure out who's gonna be the next big bad villain of the MCU. Like, part of me wants to say Kang, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you were saying that like you feel like it doesn't have a direction in Phase 4, and I feel like part of that is definitely true. Like it does feel I wouldn't say it feels directionless, but more so like it definitely has me guessing where it's going. But I feel like the multiverse is probably the biggest part of it, because it's shown up in so many different not IPs, but so many different projects at this point, like with it being a big part in Loki, on Kang especially, Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home, even like the shit Wanda was doing in WandaVision, and not necessarily dealing with like the multiverse, but the shenanigans of the multiverse happening.
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
With bringing in the other Quicksilver and Wanda being like, "Oh wait, that's wrong universe, brother," or some shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, like I feel like we're slowly building towards the multiverse, and I think that Phase 4 is just like our first hint at it, with Multiverse of Madness being like the most explicit they've really gotten in dealing.
They just setting up the multiverse as a thing now. Like it's gonna be like a common thing now, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like in the first 3 phases, like the Infinity Stones were the things that were everywhere, and even then, we didn't really know what the fuck the Infinity Stones were, or that they were a major player in, or a major like thing in the MCU until like Phase 2.
Yeah, it was more of like it was sort of like an Easter egg for like comic book fans and shit like that. I actually know about the Infinity Stones before like the casuals that's just watching a Marvel movie just because it's a superhero movie. Yeah, a lot of people had no idea what it was up until like I want to say until Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's when they actually introduced an Infinity Stone as like actually something like extremely powerful. I know Thor 2 did, but it was like a red gas.
It was a post-credit scene, and they said it was like not the Power Stone, that it was a Reality Stone. But it was definitely more like you had to stay after the credits to find out what it was.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully, I'm still trying to figure out who's going to be the big baddie of the MCU. I want to say Kang the Conqueror, but I mean, seeing as how he's going to show up as the villain for Ant-Man, I don't even, like, part of me is sitting here like, is he going to be the main villain for
Galactus?
I think so.
Galactus would be awesome.
That would be crazy. First, we need the Fantastic Four for that. But I think that, I think it's definitely going to be Kang. Yeah, and Silver Surfer. I think the big baddie could be Kang, but also like different iterations of Kang. Like how we saw the He Who Remains as one of the versions of Kang. I think we're probably gonna see like Kang, like the bad guy Kang, as well. But I also think we're probably gonna see different iterations of him before like we reach the conclusion to whatever the fuck the Kang saga is in the MCU.
So you think in the next Avengers film, instead of fighting an army of CGI Chitauri, they're gonna fight an army of CGI Kang?
I don't know about an army of CGI Kang, but I think that whenever the next Avengers film is, I feel like it's definitely got the potential to have Kang as the main bad guy.
Yeah, for sure. My one wish for the next, I guess I want to say like team up film, or if they're going with Avengers still, I would say give me more fights like the fight in Titan, bro. That's like honestly one of my favorite superhero fights ever. Just all of them fighting Thanos on Titan. That shit was amazing. I would like to see more of that. I don't want to see more CGI army fights.
It's gonna be crazy to like to have a villain who's as powerful as Thanos and poses as much of a threat. I mean, there was also mad build up for Thanos too, years of build up. So I feel like that's probably gonna have to be the same way with Kang. But I mean, I think it would be really cool to see another scene where so many heroes are teaming up and like basically fruitless against another big bad like Thanos.
That'd be amazing to see again.
Yeah.
Or it don't even have to be fruitless. It could be like they actually fucking them up, or it's like a more of like an even fight. But I would love to see another fight like that again. That fight was amazing. It was a spectacle to see in theaters.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
But anything I want to add on about the future with Marvel? Any expectations, excitements?
I like the word escape.
That's all I'm gonna say is like I'm just excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for anything Marvel right now.
Anything me
superhero
too.
related. I'm like a sucker for superhero shit, and seeing as how superheroes like such a huge thing in our society is welcoming to me. But
I want to see whatever the fuck they do next with Doctor Strange and Wanda.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll just keep it at that since I know we're past the spoiler part. But I just would like to see what's next for those two characters.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyways, let's move on to the final Marvel thing. This is pretty much a Marvel podcast right now. Let's move on to the final Marvel thing. We got ourselves, and this time Kenneth could take part of the conversation. We got ourselves the Moon Knight. I put finale, but honestly, let's talk about the series as a whole. And I would like to start off I want to take back what I said in the previous podcast, because I said I was actually a bit disappointed with the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight. I thought it was a bit slow, but in hindsight, they were just setting up his origin story, and it paid off so well in the finale. In the last 2 episodes, honestly, by far one of the best episodes of Disney Plus television, I would say. And that's because, everything comes together, and they finally, work together to take out the enemy. I will be honest though, I'm a bit disappointed at the final fight just being cut. Like, we don't really get to see it, unfortunately, because they wanted to tease Jake Lockley a little bit more.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, should we just go like, did we give a Moon Knight spoiler warning?
Man, fuck the spoiler warning. I ain't get a spoiler warning for Doctor Strange too.
Okay.
I already got Moon Knight spoiled for me. Like, this is one of the few shows that I actually invested time in. I watched the first 2 episodes, in which I've tried to get past the comment that you made in the last podcast, and then I went to work literally yesterday, and I got it spoiled right in front of my eyes.
Damn.
Oh, bro.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
No, I haven't watched all of it. No, I literally just started watching it the last 3 days.
God,
Oh
damn.
my god, yes, bro. Please just keep watching, bro.
Yeah, just
Don't
keep.
stop.
That show's actually really well. I remember I compared the feeling of watching the finale of Moon Knight to the feeling I got of watching the season 1 finale of Daredevil, which is, you know, around the end, you know, for the most part, in Daredevil, Wilson Fisk and Daredevil didn't really like have much direct interactions with each other up until like the finale. And to see Matt finally don the Daredevil outfit and being the shit out of Wilson Fisk was awesome. And I kind of got that same feeling seeing Mark and Steven work together as Moon Knight and Mr. Knight, just fucking up mad people fighting Harrow. And even Moon Knight's girlfriend getting powers of her own was also awesome. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, at first, when I saw her in the suit, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But then, like, seeing her in action, I'm like, okay, actually, I fuck with this, you know?
Yeah. No, that shit was mad cool. Seeing her, I didn't know that she was called the Scarlet Scarab until after the fact. I'm not really familiar with Moon Knight's.
Man, I just learned that right now. That was her name?
Yeah, that's her name as a character in Moon Knight's part of the universe. Yeah, I'm not the most knowledgeable of Moon Knight and his rogues gallery, or even just like his info in general, outside of him having the multiple personalities. So like that was the one thing I was really expecting this whole series. Just learning about the personalities, and I was kind of tight that they kept not showing Jake up until like the very end. And I didn't really like the finale either, how they kind of skipped out on what I felt like was so important. Yeah. And just to use it as like okay, that wasn't us, so who was it kind of moment.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that either.
I think it's cool that Jake, or rather how they're adapting Moon Knight's personalities to fit Oscar Isaac and the MCU, as opposed to like how they are in the comics. Like with Mr. Knight, instead of just being another version of Mark Spector, like it's Stephen Grant and his like specific iteration of Moon Knight. And I saw a tweet talking about what the costume designer would like to do when they have a costume for Jake, because they don't have a costume for Jake right now.
Right.
But if they do a season 2, then they said that they probably want to use like a black one that Moon Knight has in the comics. But I think it's cool that like he speaks Spanish instead of just like having a fucking like a Brooklyn, like a really hard New York accent and shit like that, you know? Yeah, it's really cool to see like the MCU specific and also like the Latin representation.
Oh yeah, for sure. But what about you, Kenneth and Jay? What y'all think?
Astro, are you okay? Oh shit, my bad. I just dropped my fucking cat.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Hey,
He's good. He's good. He's chilling.
Okay, cool.
Did he land on his feet though?
I don't know, but he fell in a box. I didn't realize it was there.
It's okay. Cat always lands on their feet.
Yeah, that's kind of like in their like system too. Like they know how to like fix themselves midair.
Acrobatics.
Pretty decent balance.
Yeah.
I want to see Zoe do that. Cat weird shit.
Oh shit.
Bro, just like pick them up and drop them.
I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
Can you though?
And
I weigh 300 pounds.
And god damn. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Anyways, let's get back to Moon Knight. Let's not derail too much. But I'm not even gonna lie, my favorite part of the Moon Knight finale was finally seeing Steven in action as Mr. Knight. Because just like you said, Enrique, I'm not too familiar with Moon Knight's lore and all that. But I do remember, because almost every time a new episode dropped, I immediately went on Instagram and I was like, yo, what was your thoughts on the new episode? And I remember one of my friends was like, they're not a fan of how Mr. Knight's being treated, that he's pretty much just a joke. And I was like, okay. And like, what, is he like all about the business or whatever in the comments? It's like, apparently he is. And, you know, I'm just like, oh, well, maybe soon enough, you know? And I'm glad even Steven became a fighter because he was just like, wait, hold on, Mark can fight, so why can't I? You know? Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess it's a cool way to skip a training arc or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And
it makes sense. It's kind of like the bleeding effect in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like how they're using the anime, so they basically just have their moves like memorized anyway.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like they share the same body, so technically like they know the same things. I think people are capping when they say that fight scene Steven had by himself, or like where they were switching back and forth, is like one of or the best action scenes in the MCU.
I would have said
like,
that.
Honestly, yeah, that's straight cap. Like, nah, I'm sorry, not when Daredevil is canon of the MCU now. Right. Very few fights, even in the MCU, rival what the Daredevil has done in each of those single shot moment fight scenes that he has.
Nothing will ever defeat that scene in season 1 of Daredevil when he walked into that warehouse fucking limping and he beat everyone in that thing with no cuts either. It was all one take, and he beat everyone in that warehouse and still saved the kid. That shit was crazy when I was like 14 when that shit dropped. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy when they did that shit. And then in season 2 with him in the chain, like trying to get out the building.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Yeah, bro. Like,
and then I think in season 3 it was like in the jail. Right? Like,
I actually need to rewatch season 3.
Fisk has the jail locked down or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. He's like, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I actually need to rewatch season 3. I've never rewatched season 3.
I actually just finished watching season 3. Not like within the past few weeks, but when No Way Home was coming out and like all the hype for Daredevil was happening and like Kingpin being in Hawkeye and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I decided to give season 3 like a final proper watch, and it was so good.
Yeah,
like Daredevil is some of the best superhero TV, but also just like as a TV show itself is like one of the best out there, and it's such a shame that it got canceled.
Right, and definitely his speech after he beat Wilson Fisk in season 3, that shit was so iconic.
Yeah, bro.
That shit was incredible, bro. And I hope the MCU like continues it. I remember hearing rumors that there might be a Daredevil Disney Plus show, and I hope they continue it from Daredevil season 3.
He's gonna be the Daredevil writers are doing the show Echo, and I know that Daredevil and Kingpin are both gonna be in it.
Ooh.
So apparently he being Daredevil is supposed to be in She-Hulk as well.
Okay,
that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, didn't they drop a She-Hulk trailer?
Yeah, they dropped like a teaser for it, I think, during Disney Plus Day, but we're probably not going to find out about that shit until like probably sometime after Love and Thunder, because the way that it looks like Marvel is like alternating. They're like doing the TV show, and then like as the TV show's about to end, they do the movie, and then not too long after the movie, they do another TV show, and then when the TV show's about to end, they do another movie, and then like so on and so forth.
Yeah, I believe it because I believe freaking. Yeah, Moon Knight ended last week, and then
Doctor Strange came out 2 days later. And now Miss Marvel's coming out next month. Yeah, and then I feel like by the time Miss Marvel will be over, Love and Thunder will be airing as well. So like, it's gonna be they know what they're doing. It's like constantly Marvel stuff, and like honestly, as a Marvel fan, I eat that shit up.
For real. I'm just screaming. Like I said, bro, I'm a sucker for anything superhero. I'm not too much of a fan of Miss Marvel, but just the fact that there's more Marvel shit, I'll give it a watch.
Mm-hmm. I'll give it a watch. It's PG, so it's actually like it's not even like PG-13 or TV-14, whatever the fuck they rate the TV shows. It's like more family centric, I guess.
Okay. I can imagine because it is going to be a show about like a girl I think she's still in like high school. I think she's like
I think she's in middle school.
She's in middle school.
Shit like that. She's still mad young.
Mad young, yeah. But I'll definitely be giving that show a try. I'm all for the representation too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard a lot of people are having gripes with how her skill set is different. From the comics.
Yeah.
I'll just wait to see it before I like have any opinions on it.
Because her powers is she's essentially just like Mr. Fantastic. You know, she got the same pop as him, but they changed this so that she has cosmic powers now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, more in line with Captain Marvel for sure. But still, I'm just I'll watch it, and then after seeing how they do it in the adaptation, since I feel like a lot of people forget like in comics they're cool, but you can't translate everything in the comics over to the TV show.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just doesn't look the same, or it doesn't like work out the same in a different medium.
It's kind of like the Flash doing Speed Force lightsabers. Like some shit gotta stay in the comics, bro.
What?
You never seen it, Jay?
Comics, bro? Because like even in the TV show, that shit was ridiculous.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's it for all Marvel for the podcast. We're gonna move on to the final thing, which I don't know if you guys are excited. I'm a little excited. We got Sonic Prime being announced. They had a teaser trailer. It's a Netflix original.
It's actually really dope.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for it just because like I think Sonic is due for an actual good action cartoon. Because Sonic X, while it was cool to see while we was kids, let's be honest, the action in that show was ass. The story,
honestly, I don't even remember it like that. To be real with you.
Yeah, bro. The story in that show, it wasn't ass because they did do the video game material, but I just wasn't a fan. One thing about me is that when it comes to Sonic, I'm not too much of a fan of the human characters, just because like they really don't do much in the story at all.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely not much of a point for them outside of like Dr. Robotnik.
Like I say, one of the better human characters in Sonic has been Tom from the Sonic movies, and that's because I like how protective he is of Sonic. Like this dude fucking decks whoever's messing with Sonic, bro, and I love that shit. But I mean, for the most part, the human characters don't do anything in any Sonic media, and in the terms of Sonic X, I really didn't like how a lot of the important lines they gave to Chris Thorndike, which was so annoying, just to make it feel more useful to the story. So, yo, get this little shit out of here, bro.
But, like, what is he really gonna do?
It's like, bro, I just...
He's a human.
Exactly. Like, what is he there for? He's a human. Get him the fuck out of there. But, yeah, like, I'm just excited for an action cartoon of Sonic that's actually good.
Yeah, I'd like to... I mean, did you guys watch Sonic Boom on Cartoon Network?
I didn't, but
I did not.
A lot of clips of it has been showing up on my YouTube, and it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I heard that show is mad funny, and it's super self-aware, too.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually seen it before, so I can't really speak on it. But, I mean, I pay for Netflix, so I guess I might as well make my money's worth and give it a shot.
True. Yeah, it looks interesting. Anything I want to add on for Sonic Prime? It was like a short 15-second teaser. It's not really much.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to go off of.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the Sega Renaissance kind of going on, you know? Like, it's like a rebirth of Sega. Like, instead of focusing on video games, they're, like, bringing out Sonic into, like, the Netflix and the movies. So it's really cool, you know? It's very nice.
Yeah, they're definitely making him a lot more profitable and marketable than he has been in the past.
Sure.
Way more accessible.
I'm actually excited for the game Sonic Frontiers. I think it comes out this year too. But I'm actually excited for that. So, I mean, as someone that grew up on Sonic, you know, it's nice to see that he's getting a bit more pop culture attention, which is cool. It's always cool. I never wish for anything to fail except for Sony.
Damn.
Yo.
Man, fucking muerte. That being said, let's go ahead and end this shit. Yo, ending statements. What y'all want to end this shit on? Let's go. Let's start with Jay. What you gotta say?
You know what I'm gonna say?
What you gonna say?
You really want to know what I'm gonna say?
I want to know what you gonna say.
All right, here it is. Stay safe, guys.
Boy.
This guy.
Yo, Kenny, what closing statements? What you want to leave the podcast on? Words of encouragement. Go ahead.
I mean, as a recap, all the info today shared, it was pretty good. I hate my coworkers for spoiling Moon Knight for me. Fuck you,
Damn,
mothers.
those are coworkers?
Yes.
Damn, that's tragic, bro. You know, it's funny. I had a coworker spoil No Way Home for me, like when it dropped.
Nah, that also would have been Hands at the Ready, bro. Like, if somebody spoiled that movie for me, it's not like having The Last Jedi spoiled. That's like on the level of having Endgame spoiled. And if anybody had done that, bro, I would have been in jail. Nah, bro. You don't do that shit. You know, not when that's like the culmination of years of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, I can just imagine that shit, man. Like someone spoils it, you go, all right, put him up, man. That's it. I'm not playing.
I deadass walked into the. I walked into the break room trying to get a glass of water. They're talking about Moon Knight, and I know they're talking about Moon Knight. But then they talked about the finale, and they asked me, "Did you watch the finale?" And I said no. And I said, "Well, they immediately spoiled it for me." And I was just like, "You did that?"
That's some dickhead shit.
Oh,
I definitely would have smacked him right there. Like, what the fuck is wrong with
dropped
you?
the water on his head. I was like, shut the fuck up, real quick.
Yeah, definitely should have thrown the water on him. Like, yo, bro, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, bro, what the hell, man?
Yo, Enrique.
I wasn't thirsty afterward.
Enrique, go ahead. Inspire the world, bro. Lengthy statements.
My ending statement. Well, thank you guys for having me on. It's I really enjoyed it. This isn't the kind of stuff that I usually do on my podcast, so taking a break from it was definitely much appreciated.
No, you.
Yo, go ahead. Shout your podcast though.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's crazy. I tell everybody else to do that shit, but I never even think about doing it myself. Yeah, it's called Enrique's Entries, the podcast. I have a blog where I write as well. You can find it at enriquesentries.substack.com. You can find my YouTube channel at Enrique's Entries. I'm going to have the podcasts, both video and audio. They're actually going to be on the same platform on my blog soon. I'm just working with Substack to get that done. But soon enough, you'll be able to get everything in one place instead of having a platform hop. So that's going to be really exciting.
Fire.
Yeah, thank you guys again for having me on. I love shooting the shit with you guys, especially, and it's shit that I love talking about. So yeah, fun time. And damn, I was trying to think of something funny to say, but I couldn't. So
all right. So all that being said, I'm actually really proud of this episode. We pushing 2 hours, bro. I'm actually really proud of this shit. So all that being said, yo, everyone, stay happy, stay blessed, and stay safe. We gonna catch you in next month's episode of Simply a Podcast. I'm gonna try to look for another host, another guest to have or whatever. So yeah, guys, peace.